Hello and welcome back. We are starting a new section, and this section is about classes and objects. Now, classes and objects are a very important part of Java. So this section is one of the most important sections of this course. So make sure you pay extra attention throughout this section. Alright, to get started, you guys need to know what are classes. So before we learn that, if you remember when we learned arrays, I told you that array is a data structure. That means it can store a lot of information in it. So suppose it is an integer array, it can store a lot of integers. If it is a string array, it can store a lot of strings. But the problem here is that an integer array cannot store a string. Similarly, the string array cannot store an integer. That means arrays are restricted to its data types. That means it can only store items of the same data type. Now that is a huge restriction. So we need to have something that can store things of different data types. So we need a data structure that can store variables and information of different data types, because that will come in very handy when we are programming. And that is where classes come in. A class is a group of objects that has common properties. Now, to tell you guys the importance of a class or how it works, I'll show you a simple example. Now take a look. Suppose a vehicle is our class. Now what is a vehicle? Now you use a vehicle to go from one place to another, right? So suppose vehicle is a class. And we have car and bike. Car can be used to travel from one place to another. A bike can be used to travel from one place to another. That means it has properties of a vehicle. So suppose if vehicle is the class, car and bike are objects of that class. You got the point here, right? Because both of them, car and a bike, have properties similar to that of a vehicle. So we can call car and bike as a vehicle. Now this is how class and objects work in Java. When you make a class, you get to add all the variables in that class and also functions in that class. So that means a class can not only have variables but also functions. And the best part about classes is you can make an object of that class. So like car is an object of a vehicle, you can create an object of the class you made in Java. And that object will have access to every variable of the class and also to all the functions in that class. Which means that the object you create will get its own class variables and its own access to all the functions inside the class. So I'll not be wasting further time explaining the theory behind it. We are going to jump straight into programming. So in our next lecture, we'll be actually writing classes and creating objects of that class so that you guys get a clear idea of how this works. So I'll see you there. Thank you for watching and have a wonderful day.